Guys, I'm back. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Awesome. Thanks. All right. So, yeah, I have with me Elijah. So Elijah from Three Farmmates, and then we're going to handle this session together. So sorry for the delay. I had to turn on some music. It was making noise. So hi everyone. My name is Dixon. As Sophia said, I'm the CEO of All AI, and a little bit about what we do. All AI, we bring AI models together so they can use it, combine them, and compare them. So if you've ever used ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Mistral, and all the AI models, DeepSeek. So you can combine them. So if you take DeepSeek and then GPT, bring them together, make them work on a specific task for you. You can also make them work in silos. They're different, and then compare your answers. We do that for chats, like the chat models, the image models, the audio models, and then the video models. I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So thank you. Thank you so much. So I'll just dive right in. So today I'm going to talk about business proposals. And well, one funny way of looking at it is, look at a business proposal like a normal, should I say a relationship proposal? More like, yeah, you asking a girl out or maybe the other way around. It doesn't happen often, but then girls do ask boys out too. So you looking at it as like a proposal, a marriage proposal. Let me bring it down. So that's on a high level what a business proposal is, but this is more on a business level, right? So basically, you like someone, you go ahead and tell that person, or maybe you just believe in science, you believe in drops on the floor for the person to catch the science and be, okay, this guy likes me, or this girl likes me. So basically, that's what a business proposal is. So we're going to know how we structure it, why we do a business proposal, and how we do it, and then, what to do to get the outcome you want. So I'll share my screen and then I'll start my presentation. Which screen should I share? What is it? What is it? Intro to PDF, PPT. Okay. PPT. Guys, can you see my screen? I hope you can. I don't know what I'm seeing. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, you can see it.
What do
Yes,
you
we can
see?
see the screen.
Yeah, I have like a gazillion screens here. You see the intro to business proposals.
Yes, please.
Awesome. So let's go. So I have about 13 slides. So it's more of a collaborative session. So we'll be talking. Oh, you see my presentation view, right? Yeah. You guys see the view, like you see what I see, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you don't see the other one. I have two screens here, and this thing. Well, you have to bear with me, right? Maybe let me see if I can shut the other one. Real quick, real quick. This thing is always gonna see this one. I can share again. Share sound. Layouts. Nope. Nope. Guys, let me stop sharing and come back again. I think. Share this one. Okay, screen two. Thank you. I got it. Share. Awesome. So now I guess you guys see the actual slide, not what I see, right?
Yes.
Beautiful. So yes, intro to business proposals. Like I said, look at it as an intro to, how to propose to a girl. And I'm sure most of us, if not all of us, are very good at it. So yeah, if you found yourself in a relationship, you probably asked someone out. You didn't really write anything. Maybe you wrote some love letter or something, but then you expressed an interest. So you proposed. So I'm going to do that here. So before I go to the next slide, I'd like to ask a question. If any one of you, and I would wish to hear from everyone. If you have a business idea, or let's say, do you have a business idea? That's one. If you don't, you have to come up with one because I'll hear from everyone. If you could solve a problem in your community, what would it be? So, if yes, I limited it to the community because I think maybe that would be quite easy to look around. But then any business idea at all, but then if it's in your community, that would be great. So if you could solve a business, if you could solve a problem in your community, what would it be? I'll be writing them down against your names. So who wants to go first? I see Osei, I see Fortune, I see William, I see Nick Kwe. I see, oh yeah, I think it's the same person. I see, who else? So guys, let me hear from you. The question again, if you could solve a problem in your community, what would it be?
Okay, so I'll go first.
Wait. Let's go. Okay, let's go.
Okay, I think I'll solve sanitation.
Sanitation. Okay, so if you answer
Yes.
sanitation. Okay. So okay, so that means your community is quite dirty. You want to, improve the sanitation condition in your community. Sanitation. Okay. Sanitation. That's one. Do you have another idea or you'd like to pass on to someone else?
Pass it to someone else.
Okay, so just pick one. Pick someone.
Okay, I pick William.
William, let's hear your voice.
Hello.
Hi, William. Are you trying to speak?
Yeah,
Okay, I think your volume is quite low. I don't know if the one.
Hello.
Can you speak up? Yes, I can. It's low, but then I'll try and hear. Let's go.
What was the question again?
Yeah, so the question is, basically, I'm collecting business ideas, and I reduced it to one simple question: if you could solve a problem in your community, which one would you be? Guys, I'm coming. 1 minute.
All right.
So guys, use the next 1 minute to think about it, right? William, if you can type it in the chat, it'd be great. If you don't want us to hear your voice, you can type it, your idea in the chat, and you just, I'll see your name against it, so I'll write it down. So the next 1 minute, 2 minutes,
All right.
let's do that. Be right back.
Hello.
Hello.
I think the 1 minute you gave us is up.
Yeah, it's up. I know, right? I just came back. So I'm very sorry. Quite busy. Where is this thing? So where's the chat? Chat. Okay, I can see. Let me see. I just saw sanitation from William. Okay. Well, I was expecting everyone to type something. So if you have your idea that if you don't want to speak, you can just type it inside. All right. So the 1 minute, 2 minutes was to make you guys think. So if not, I'll just move forward. So William, you basically copied the fierce idea. Yeah, which is fine. Anyone else, just before we move on? I'm actually forcing everyone to come up with an idea. This is a very good, I do it a lot. And if yesterday I did it to someone and it really helped. The person came up with a very, very wonderful idea, which helped. So we are forced to come up with ideas. Look at the community. Any idea at all, but then I just reduce the question so you can have a box to think inside. But then any idea is welcomed. So if it's too broad for you, just look around you. Afia says sanitation, William too says sanitation. Anyone else? So William, throw the ball to someone else. Come again. Hello.
Samuel. Yeah, hello.
Samuel.
Samuel. Yeah, Samuel.
Did you mention Samuel?
Yeah.
Awesome. Samuel, are you there?
Hello, Kwame. Yes, please, I'm here.
Yeah. So
How many
these are-
ideas? One.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can give many.
One.
One, two.
Ineffective drainage systems.
Say that again.
Ineffective drainage system.
Ineffective drainage system. Okay, so
Yes,
you need to
please.
fix that, right? Okay, ineffective.
And I guess the routine is that I throw it on someone else.
Exactly. So you can also write it in the chat.
Okay, sure, I'll do that.
Yeah. If you can write yours in the chat so that everyone can go see it.
Okay.
So yeah,
Fortune.
someone threw it about someone else.
Over to you, Fortune.
Fortune Clabby.
Perfect. Fortune Clabby.
Fortune, are you there?
Yes, please, I'm here.
Nice. Let's hear you.
I think that if I had a business idea, it would be something to reduce the intensity of the sun in this country. It's something that has really bothered me a lot. So
Okay. Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
So let's write it down. So reduce intensity of the sun this year. Fortune. You know that's why I have black skins, but that's fine. Reduce intensity of the sun. Throw it to someone else. Really fast. Let's move really fast. There's not enough time. Whoa, 30 minutes. Fortune.
yeah, hello Dixon.
Yeah. Throw the ball to someone else. Mention someone else.
Okay, I'll just look at the chat quickly. Okay, I'll go with Adam.
Adam.
Yes.
Sweet. Let's hear you.
Mine would be to make smart homes, smart home accessories more accessible to any Ghanaian at all. It doesn't have to be to come from a lot of money, just anyone.
So smart home, say that again.
To make smart home accessories,
Okay, accessory, okay.
yes,
For everyone.
yes, everyone.
Sure. All right. So please let's all write it in the chat, okay? Throw it to someone else. I think
Mm.
we'll need it going down. So I really need to go back to it so that everyone can go back to it. So let's write it in the chat. I'm done. So Adam, who are you picking?
That's Adama Gali,
Yeah,
right?
Adam
I don't know if I mentioned
Gali
that.
Barry. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Nice. So I think you're new. What we are doing right now is we are collecting business ideas. So if you have any business idea, you can bring it. This talk is about business proposals, introduction to business proposals. And then I said a funny way to look at it is to, look at it how if you propose to a girl or proposing to a guy, the process of you doing that, just look at a business proposal like that, but it's a more formal way of doing it. And then I'm taking business ideas from people, everyone here. So you are next on the line. And any business idea is welcomed. But to give you a box to think inside, if you could solve any problem in your community, which problem would it be? You can give us an idea. If you don't have, you need to come up with something.
Also, am I to like give the problem and then also give my business idea?
Well, yeah. So the question is, if you there's a problem in your community, which one, like which which problem in your community would you like to solve? Yes. So saying the problem or saying the solution will suffice.
Okay, for my community here where I'm attending school in Siani,
Okay.
one big problem I have with them is the drivers. They don't stop for us to cross. You have to stand there for like some minutes before the roads are clear and then you can cross. They will see you wanting to cross, pan, they will not stop. Why didn't they go to driving school?
Please, I'm not a driver. Okay, sure. Awesome. All right. So this is Adama saying that drivers don't stop. Drivers don't stop.
And for my business idea,
Go ahead.
automobiles, cars.
What do you want to do with cars?
In the future, if the course I'm doing doesn't go well, that's what I want to focus on.
They call something.
I said like in the future, if the course I'm doing right now doesn't work out for me, that's in the job field, I would like to focus on cars, like selling cars.
Selling cars, not manufacturing cars, like selling cars.
No. I didn't do
Oh.
mechanical engineering.
Okay. So how does it relate to the drivers not stopping? Or
Me,
they are two
I'm
different
selling.
things?
Oh, I'm selling the cars to you. I'm not the one driving the cars.
Okay. Okay, sure. All right, I got it. Throw the ball to someone else. Mention someone else. There's Gladys here. There are new people. That's nice.
As okay, let me go through the list.
Let's hurry up. Okay.
Okay, Elijah.
Elijah, would you like to talk? Elijah is my work. We're all handling this session together. So he's actually
Oh,
supposed to ask you the question, but that's fine.
oh,
Maybe
okay.
we can hear from him as well.
I'm wondering whether to talk about what I'm already doing or come up with a new idea.
That's fine. You can come up with all of them.
Okay, I think I'll share what I already do.
Okay,
So,
great.
I'm the co-founder of 3Farm8 Robotics Limited. So what we do is we help farmers access planting services, fertilizer application services, and even mechanical in-row weeding services using our robots.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have another thing?
I think that's okay.
Okay, nice. So let's do someone else.
So, who has not spoken yet? Share yourselves.
Gladys hasn't spoken yet.
Oh, yes. So Gladys.
Gladys, let's hear you.
Okay.
Nice
As
voice.
for me, I really joined to learn, but then if I'm to talk right now, I'll talk about what I'm planning to do.
Okay, let's go.
So if okay, right now, as a petroleum student, I've learned that this is sometimes the girls have an opportunity. But as for me, I don't want to rely on that. And so I want to develop myself so that I can um rely on that. Maybe I'll stand those that rely on that, saying that girls have the opportunity. So right now I'm planning to learn some skills, which is Python and all sort of things. So as for this program, I just also joined to learn more things. Yeah.
Okay, great. Guys, quick checking. Is my audio coming back inside? It's like when someone speaks, does the audio come back inside?
No.
Do you mean an echo?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like a feedback.
Not at all.
No.
Okay, sweet. Wow, that's nice. Okay. So, Gladys, thank you so much. But I didn't really get your ideas. If you can, summarize it again for me, I'm very glad. I didn't really get it.
Okay, I was talking about things I'm planning to do. Yeah, so that to be an astounding student, maybe when I meet other colleagues outside, I was saying something like they have this saying that in my field like this petroleum, they'll be like the girls have an opportunity than the boys. But I don't think it is just simple like that. So I just want to learn some skills to add to what
Awesome.
listening says.
I understand you. That's great. So I think you're here from the beginning, right? If you're here from the beginning, the question was, if you could solve a business idea, so if you could solve a problem in your community, which problem would it be? What would the business idea be? Right? So we are welcoming business ideas, and that was a question. So I give you a box to think inside. So around your community, just look around. There are problems there.
I do. Okay.
Yeah. So which problem would you like to solve in your community if you could? So just list it and then type it in the chat. Right.
Okay.
Awesome. So let me just move ahead. Thank you, guys. We've heard from almost everyone. So now let's move to the next slide. Okay, sweet. So the next slide is our agenda. So what I'm going to do, okay, let me just go back. Oh, this thing. Okay, nice. So let me just go back. I hope you can see the next slide, the agenda. Can you guys all see it?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Awesome. Thank you. So I have a lot of screens here. It's making the whole thing a lot like a little cumbersome here. That's why. So I'm sorry. So we're going to talk about what the business proposal is. Thank you for all your ideas. We'll learn how we will transition that idea and communicate it with people who have money. So if you have your own money, you can actually just keep quiet and then fund your own project and go do your project and get your own money. But if you don't have, you need to communicate the idea to clients, to investors, to other people who will help you, achieve the aim of the projects or company or whatever you're starting or business. So we'll look at what a business proposal is. We will go to the types of proposals. Yes, everyone here came up with an idea, came up with like a proposal, like a business idea. So we will find out what type of proposal it is, and then we'll know how to move forward from there. And then we'll talk about key elements of a proposal. So you guys said an idea, you guys came up with ideas. That's like a high level overview of everything, right? So what goes inside? What are the key elements inside that proposal or inside the idea, how you want to communicate it? And then on the fourth one, we will understand client needs. So clients are the ones going to use your picture, sorry, your business proposal, And then the fifth one is I'll give you a sample of a proposal, and then we're going to analyze it. And then the sixth one is Q&A, and then wrap up. So we kind of had a Q&A before. We'll end with a similar session. At any point, if you can't hear me, just let me know. If you don't understand anything, feel free to interrupt. You can type in the chat. You can, just speak up. this should be like a collaborative session. Right. So let's announce. Okay. So what is a business proposal? Beginning, I said it's like proposing to a girl or a guy, right? In this case, it's a formal one. So a business proposal is a formal document. Just imagine writing a love letter. You can't stand in front of the girl to propose. So you pass it to a document. Go buy some nice colored paper and then write some nice things on it with plenty stickers, and then you mail it to the girl. We all did that in SHS. So in this case, we are doing it for money or for, capital resources or other resources for our business. So a business proposal is a formal document that outlines a suggested project. So all the things you guys came up with. It could be a project, it could be a service, it could be a company, it could be a business, it could be anything. And then a business proposal provides a plan on how the business or idea or whatever it is can be executed, right? And the purpose of a proposal, why do you propose to a girl? Why do you want to, why do you propose to a girl? Like, I really want to hear from anyone here. So in a relationship, why would you propose to a girl or a guy? So that for the girls, guys, and then for the guys, girls. Someone should speak, or I'll just say a name. I'm looking at one name here. It starts with an F. Don't be quiet. Another name starts with an E, and another one an A. A very nice girl wearing a very nice PPE. Should I say a name? Okay, I'll take you off the hook today, so I'll just go on. So why would you propose to a girl? So answer the questions in your heads. The question in your heads. Yeah. So the purpose of a business proposal is to, first of all, inform, second, persuade, and third, secure buy-in. So inform is the general public, right? Or let's say the relevant agency or whoever is going to be the end user of the product. You inform them, this is what we are doing, this is how we are doing it, this is what we need, this is the way we are doing it, this is what will come out of it, this is how long it will take. You are informing your end users. And then persuade, right? Usually these proposals are like in a competitive environment. If I say competitive environment, you wouldn't be the only one writing a proposal to, for the same specific purpose. So I started with the community, right? So you came up with an idea, let's say if you came up with an idea to fix sanitation in her community. Another person to probably, it's actually here. William also had the same idea, right? So imagine they're in the same community, or probably in different communities, but then maybe the government, they want to write to the government. So they are all proposing to fix sanitation in their own communities. If there's a slot for just one person, only one of them will get it. So business proposals are a form of persuasion. So you need to convince whoever is, at the end of that, the receiving end of the proposal, you need to convince that person that, I'm the right guy, I'm the right company, I'm the right business. So you need to give me the money. So business proposals are, the purpose is for persuasion as well. And then third, it's to secure buy-in, so investment. So most of us here, including myself, we write proposals to get money from investors, right? To get money to scale, to get money to build our prototype. And Adam can actually, Elijah can, see, I'm looking at Adam right here, so just came up. Elijah can actually attest to that. And yeah, so that's a proposal. Guys, if you have any questions here, I can pause and then I'll answer the questions. The last one, a business proposal is different from a business plan. If you don't know what the business plan is, there's a big question mark there for you to go and look at it. We are not talking about business plans here, but I'll touch on it. So a business plan, you really just take the business from there and then let it remain the plan. What's the plan? If the plan, like basically a plan is, from start to finish. If I want to do something, this is how I'm doing it, right? Whether it's been a business, would have been anything. So the business not at the front just qualifies the plan and brings it in a business sense. So a business plan is basically an internal document, right? Could be external, but usually an internal document that shows how a business will run or even runs, I guess. So yeah, I'll touch on that briefly, but proposals are more of external. You're sending it out to people. business plan is usually confidential, so I wouldn't let you see my business plan because probably if you see it, you can replicate it in your company and come and beat me to market. So I'll keep it to myself. So yeah, let's go. It's a very good question because the business plan and the business proposal are usually confused with one another. So you guys, like, you should be very careful on when and where you need a business plan and a business proposal. So I'm actually expecting a lot of questions from here. If you have questions, like I said, you can break and then talk to me. If not, I'll have a Q&A at the end of the session. You can come up with your questions. You can also write in the chat if you can't talk. So next, types of business proposals, just basically two: solicited, unsolicited, right? Self-explanatory. Business plans that are called for and then those that are not called for, right? So with the ones I just did, right, the sanitation and the other ideas from you guys in your community, it's basically solicited. I asked for it, I called for it. I asked you to come up with an idea that it's a problem in your community you want to solve. So just imagine I'm a government agency with a lot of money, with a very, very big budget, like $100 million, right? And I'm deploying this budget to help communities. So usually these NGOs, they do that. UNICEF because I'm like one big testament of them, and other people, right? Other NGOs, they give money to for courses. So I have $100 million, and then I want to solve problems in communities. So I call for, oh hey, request for proposals, for short, RFPs. So if you see RFP in a slide, it means request for proposals. So I issue an RFP. If you have an idea or anything problem you want to solve in your community, bring a proposal and let's review it. If we're good with it, we give you $1 million to fix it, right? So that's it. So those are solicited proposals being called for. And then unsolicited proposals, right? Unsolicited proposals are obviously the opposite of solicited proposals. You don't call for it. So a very good example is a startup, right? A startup pitching tech to a hospital. So the hospital runs perfectly. And then let's say a startup built, what did I say? They built a very nice logistics app that can move, like, using the app to manage inventory, movement of medicine and all those things from hospital to hospital. Like it's a hospital network. So moving medicine from one hospital to another, tracking inventory and everything makes it easy, right? The hospital, maybe they have their way of doing it currently, but then a startup has created a new kind of innovation that they think the hospital will need. So the hospital runs perfectly without the startup's product, but then the startup goes to approach the hospital through a proposal, obviously, write a proposal to the hospital. In this case, it's unsolicited, right? I didn't call for it. The hospital didn't call for it, but then the startup just, sent their application. And honestly, if it's approved, the hospital sees, oh wow, if we use this, we can actually move things 10 times faster. We can actually, reduce labor. And then SP Ghana, I didn't want to speak. I think something happened. Okay. I'm paying attention to the screen very well. So any small thing I'll see. All right. So guys, can you still hear me? Just to be clear, I'm not talking to myself. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear.
Awesome. Thank you. So yeah, I was talking about unsolicited proposals using the startup and hospital as an example. So in this case, like I said, the startup will just submit their proposal for their innovation, and then the hospital will review it. If they like it, they buy in. If they don't, bye-bye. Next. Yeah, so first, what a business proposal is, right? Like I said, it's just like a normal proposal for a girl or a guy. You know the types of proposal there is. So now you can, with the ideas you guys came up with, you can segregate them, you can group them. I'm going to ask, I have everyone's name here. And anyone that spoke, I have your names here and I have your ideas against it. So I'll just ask you, your idea, is it solicited or unsolicited? I actually said it while speaking, but then just to be clear, you're listening to me. So I just say your name. So you know what type of business proposal your idea falls in. Now let's go a little deeper into the aspects, or let's say the elements inside a business proposal. What should a business proposal contain? And honestly, business proposals are different. Like many proposals are different. The structure, what goes inside, it's different, right? So there's not really like a one size fits all structure for a business plan. But then if we are forced to kind of give a one size fits all, this is what it would be like. That's what you're seeing on the screen. So to be clear, you guys are seeing the screen. What's the first one? Anybody?
Executive summary.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So whoever spoke, thank you. I didn't see. So executive summary is the first one. Like I said, there's no one size fits all. In another proposal, it probably wouldn't be called executive summary. It probably called project overview. Probably be called abstract. Maybe it may be called something else. But obviously, it's an executive summary. And then the second one is a problem statement. And then the third one is a proposed solution. And then objectives and then deliverables, right, will come out of it. And timelines, right? Timelines. Budget, yeah, money. And then conclusion and a call to action, depending on how the proposal, what type of proposal it is. So I'm going to do they're going to the next session. I'm going to break a little and then, try and engage all of you. But then the next sessions will be going inside executive summary. What is it? Going inside problem statement, going inside proposed solution, and then trying to, go a little deeper. I won't go that deeper. I'll go a little deeper, and then we'll do our activity. So questions. If you have no questions, that means I'm doing a good job. If you have questions too, that means I'm doing a good job. So which one? Guys, Adama, your picture is very nice. I'm feeling tempted to just say your name. So don't worry, you can be silent. Anybody, do you have questions? Okay, so I'm going to give the next 10 seconds. If you have questions, just come up. If not, we'll continue.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, please, can you elaborate on how a business proposal persuade like its audience, like the people?
Okay, great. So one main purpose of a business proposal is to persuade. So let's imagine this. When I give the example of the unsolicited proposal, right? When I use a startup and then the hospital as an example. So like I said, the hospital is already managing their inventory some other way. We don't know. They are moving their things their own way. They've been doing that for ages. But then the startup, use technology, right? In this case, most of the AI stuff, you attach AI to something and then it kind of spins off like a rocket. So in this case, the startup, uses some form of technology to make managing inventory and movement of, let's say, like logistics, making everything easy and faster. So it is the startup's job to convince the hospital that, yo, this is what you're doing, and this is the new way we are proposing. And if you use our way, you get 10 times speed in moving your product. You don't need 10 people to manage the inventory. You need like one. You do this, this is how much you save at the end of the year, right? So all this will go into the proposal. So it's a startup's job to write an unsolicited proposal that will detail the benefits of their proposed solution, right? So they see a problem, obviously they're going to create their own problem because, well, this is better than this. So there's a problem. You're using like 10 people to manage this. You can use one. You can use this. You can use that. You can use that. So it's a startup's job. William, do you want to speak? Okay, awesome. So it's a startup job, right? Like what I said, tell the hospital, okay, if you use our app, you're going to get 10 times speed in your movements, reduce labor cost, which will reduce your expenses, and then obviously increase revenue. This is what you get at the end of the year. This is what you get. So it's more of convincing, right? You're persuading the hospital. Your mouth is sweet, right? So you have to put all this in a solution side. You address the problem very well, putting in solutions. Like I said, a business proposal, the structure is quite different depending on the type of business, type of proposal. Like it's quite unique for every specific idea, right? But then if I'm forced to give you a one-size-fits-all standard or structure, that's what you see. So you put all the necessary things you need to convince the end user, which is the hospital, and then you get your stuff. Are you okay with it?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you.
Awesome, you're welcome. So any questions? If there are no questions, I'll just William, let's go. Yeah.
No, there's no question.
Okay, sweet. That's fine. So I'm going to go ahead. All right. So the first structure is an executive summary. The second is a problem statement, proposed solution. So let's go to executive summary, right? So executive summary. I don't know who named it that, but then, well, it's a summary. A summary is like a summarize on our broad summary side again. So a summary is like a high level version or high level overview of the whole thing. Right? The document is 10 pages. You can actually go 50 pages. I remember I wrote a proposal 2 months ago, and it wasn't just a single document. It was a lot of documents. So all the aspects I showed you, all the elements I showed you, they made us separate it into different documents because it's a lot, and different teams were going to analyze different sections of it. So they made us separate it. So like I said, a business proposal it comes in different forms. It's quite unique, but then there's a one-size-fits-all. That would make sense. So in my case, they made us, finances was a different document, a lot, like it's 15 pages. And then the summary of what we're doing, the problem and solution was a different document. What we're going to do with the money, that's the budget side, was also a different document and all. So the executive summary is it's the section that silences all the noise. It's a lot of noise, a lot of numbers, a lot of charts, a lot of tables that you might get confused. I think we're all in the university, right? We've probably had an experience with research. So you know how you write a research paper, how it looks like. If you've not, I'm sorry. But then if you've had experience of, going through a research paper or writing one, it's a lot. They can get a lot. My research, my undergrad was about 100 pages, and it wasn't even the one with the bulkiest. There are other bulky ones. I was on 100 pages. So if you're not familiar with petroleum engineering or you don't know anything about petroleum engineering, and we've given you a 100-page petroleum engineering document to read, it will feel like daunting. So we need to silence that noise. And then the summary, the abstract, the executive summary, the project overview, that is what silences the noise. So that is the executive summary. So snapshot of the whole proposal, right? So if you can put the proposal into, let's say 5 sentences, how would it be? That's the questions the executive summary answers. So it kind of compresses the whole proposal into a few statements or a few paragraph, or even a single paragraph that makes sense, that can easily communicate what you do to the end user or anybody who will read your proposal. So in this case, when someone reads your executive summary, the person should know the problem you're solving. The person should know the solution you're proposing and why you're doing it, and probably timelines. The person you shouldn't go inside the finances and all in the business in the executive summary. Just this is what we do. It's like an elevator pitch, right? I'm pretty sure some of you have heard of elevator pitch. What an elevator pitch means is that a pitch is basically you kind of convincing an investor to invest in your startup. So an elevator pitch is, just imagine you just meet an investor on the ground floor of a building, and as you are climbing to the 5th floor in an elevator. So you just hop in the elevator with the investor. You have from the ground floor to the 5th floor to convince the investor, oh, hey, I'm working on this. I need you to, give me $100,000 to do this, right? So that few moments you have with the investor, you are supposed to communicate basically everything you do, right? Not everything, but basically everything you do, so that the investor knows, okay, whoa, this is something I'm interested in. Then he books for me a follow-up conversation to keep the interaction going. So an executive summary is more of an elevator pitch for a proposal, right? So a pitch in an elevator. It's quite innovative. So you keep it concise and persuasive. Like I said, depending on the purpose of the proposal, keep it concise and persuasive, and then focus on value to the client. So instead of more about let it be more about you, like the other side, the receiving side. Because honestly, he probably doesn't care about you, right? He doesn't care about you. So why should he care? So making care. So the example I gave with the hospital and then the startup, right? The startup that created an innovative solution. The hospital doesn't care about the startup. Like, we are fine without you. We keep doing our things without you, right? So why should we care? So if that's when the startup is writing a proposal, it shouldn't be more about us. It's more about you, like the hospital. How can the hospital benefit? What would the hospital gain? Why is it better for the hospital? So when the hospital is reading, oh wow, like okay, this is what they can do for me, this is what you can do for me. So the hospital feels like, yeah, this is what I can get from it, because they don't care about you, right? They care about them, what they are doing. And honestly, they were doing fine without you. So you need to persuade them. So it's more about you, not us. Right. So a tip, which I think is a no-brainer. The executive summary gives a high-level overview of your proposal. Simple. If I say high-level overview, imagine a bird's eye view. So a high-level overview is the same as a bird's eye view. So if a bird is flying over us, let's say you're in a plane, right? So for those of us who have been in a plane before, right? So if you're in a plane, you can see like the whole terrain. You can see buildings, everything down below you, just like the bird. So that's what the summary does. Is you see everything in the proposal. You may not clearly see the details, but you see it. If there's a very, very tall building, you see it. Because it's on a bit, you're kind of on a high level. You see it. Okay, now 31. Okay, we spent like almost an hour. So yeah, next. Who can tell me the next section, the next element we are going to? Anybody?
Problem statement.
Sweet. Well done. I'll buy you toffee. Okay, so problem statements, right? So basically, clearly define the client's pain points. Like I said, it's more about you, the client, the receiving end. It's not about, they don't care about you. Like they don't. They are doing fine without you. So they don't, especially if it's unsolicited, they don't care about you. So you need to make it about them, right? Clearly define their pain points, right? What is the problem they need to fix? And then your proposed solution, your approach or offering to solve the problem. What are you giving me, right? What are you providing to the hospital? Why should we use you? Why should we care? Like, that's actually the first question. Why should we care? Like, why? With a very big W. Why should we care? And then use evidence and clarity. So one thing I have personally realized too, pitching a lot of things, like pitching a lot is, it's not really about the big words, right? So for all AI, what we do is very, very technical, right? Very, very technical. So it's like you are, I don't say forced, but then you're inclined to use some big words, some big programming terms, some big AI terms that the end, it will make the investors or whoever is on the receiving end feel dumb. And if they don't get you, you're off. Like, they need to understand what you're saying. So you need to get on their level and communicate what you are offering on their level. You don't have to look smart. No. You need to make them understand. That's the first thing. They need to understand. So you need clarity. Like, if they need to understand what you are saying. If they don't, you're off. They are telling me rag and things and hallucination. I don't know what that is. So they'll just say, okay, fine. And probably they don't also want to showcase that they are dumb. So they will probably keep quiet and write some negative marks against your name. So you need to prove evidence, like in this case, the startup and then the hospital. You need to prove evidence like that your startup, your product works. You need to kind of probably pilot with maybe imaginary hospital or even a real hospital on a very small scale. Oh, this is what we did, and this was the outcome. And then just be clear. Be clear, communicate clearly. It's not about big words, it's not about the big vocabs. It's about you making sure you can perfectly communicate whatever you want to communicate to the person and the person gets it. Now, next. So timeline, right? So show clear phase of deliverables. So in this case, I'm putting myself in the shoes of the hospital. If the hospital accepts the proposal, one big question to ask is how long? Like, when is this happening? When is it ending? When am I getting to see the benefits? Like, when? Those are like that timelines. So you need to include that in your proposal. So like, you answered the question before it was asked, because they would definitely be asked if your proposal is accepted. And then a budget, money. Honestly, we're all doing all these proposal things because of money, right? you are pitching to the hospital to, use your system so that you increase your revenue. You get more users, increase your revenue, right? The hospital will probably also want to use what they are doing, like use your product to do what they are doing, because it probably reduce their cost, and in this case, in turn, increase their revenue as well. So you need to include all the numbers inside. Like I said, this differs depending on the type of proposal and the purpose of the business, and the purpose of the proposal itself. It kind of differs, and the type of the idea, what it's about, and what's entailed. But there should be an element of money inside your proposal. And then a conclusion, right? Like I said, it can be called conclusion in some proposals. It can be called something else. It can be called next steps. It can be called call to action. It can be called anything. But like I said, I'm being forced to give a one-size-fits-all structure. So the conclusion is where I treat the value you are providing. So you are basically quite similar to the executive summary. You're basically reminding them that, oh, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to help you do it. This is how it's going to help you. So it's basically like the executive summary, but in this case, it's on the concluding side. So yes, you are basically reminding them, and then calling for like a next, what should we do next? Should we come to your office? Should we schedule a meeting? Should we do that? If you guys receive a lot of emails, almost every email, if the person really did it well, either ends or has a call to action in there somewhere. Right, they send you an unsolicited email. It's just called spam. Right, they spam you with some content, and then obviously there's something like, please call me, or let's get a call and a meeting or something. So yeah, this section is we're supposed to do it in a week too, like next week of this program, but then I decided to touch on it today because I think it's quite important. Why will you write a proposal, right? You've touched on that side already, but then what will inform you to even write a proposal to that specific client, to that specific investor, to that specific body, or why would you do it to that specific person, right? So you have to know your client and understand them very well. You have to know who's at the receiving end and what the receiving end wants, what they require. You know you're providing something. You know your stuff for your staff, and you're 100% you know them. But then why are you writing to, let's say, the hospital? Why didn't you write to a bank? Why didn't you write to a school? Like you wrote to a hospital, right? It's because you stated a client and you realize, okay, these people will need my product. Like they're the best people to need my product or my service or whatever I'm providing. I'm sorry I'm stealing myself to the hospital because, well, it makes a lot of sense to explain most of the concepts. All right. So how do you do it? How do you understand your clients so that you understand them before you write a proposal? It's just written in front of you. Someone should tell me. How do you do it? You can just read what you see.
Interviews, surveys, website and document analysis, competitive analysis.
Thank you so much, Samuel. Thank you. Thank you. So you interview them. You go to the hospital. You interview the people at the hospital. You talk to them. You do surveys, right? Probably been seeing almost every research people do. They do some survey, and then they'll be sending links around. Please help me fill this form. Help me fill this form. Some people even go to the extent of filling it themselves just to get some data and finish their work, which is very bad. Don't do that. So website and document analysis. Some of the businesses too can be out of your reach. So out of your reach, I mean, you might be in Ghana and then the business can be in Slovakia, right? So how are you going to travel to Slovakia? If you have the money, that's fine. If you don't, the best you can do is maybe search on the web, check out their website, read more information about them, trying to see if they really want your products. Then if they do, you send a proposal via email and call to action, like request for a meeting or something. And then the last one is competitive analysis, right? So one best way to also analyze your clients is to look at their competitors, right? Look at the space your client is in. What are their competitors doing, right? So with this, it will inform you a lot. Then you can be like, oh, yo, if you use my product, you can do this and win the market against this company, right? Because you'll be doing this better. They are not using it, but if you use it first, you can, increase your revenue and do this better than company A or company B, which is your competitor. So yeah, that's all about market analysis. Sorry, competitor. Understanding your clients and, trying to persuade them. So same thing. So I have 2 case studies here, and we're going to do an activity shortly. I have to share my screen, but I'll just put a link inside to the chat and then you guys will go there. So we're going to do a very quick activity. Like this is like quick activity before the main activity. So I have 2 case scenarios here. So scenario 1, a local startup wants to pitch a logistics app to a rural clinic. I've used this example throughout my talk, so it will be easy for you. And the second one, to a local startup submits a proposal for a smart recycling bin and waste tracking system, which is still on sanitation, tailored to a municipal government RFP specification. So what's an RFP? I said it. What's an RFP? Anyone?
A request for proposal.
Thank you so much, Adam. A request for proposal. Perfect. So these 2 scenarios, anyone can answer. Which one is okay, I won't even mention it. Group them into the types of proposals, right? So the types of proposals, you tell me the types of proposals, and then you group them. You group maybe scenario A is this type of proposal, scenario B is this type of proposal, that kind of thing. So anybody?
Scenario A would be solicited, and scenario 1 solicited, and scenario 2 would be unsolicited.
Okay, I need you to look at it carefully.
Sorry.
I need you to look at it carefully. Adam, I didn't want to speak.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think the scenario 1 is unsolicited, and then scenario 2. No, sorry, scenario 1 is solicited and scenario 2 is unsolicited.
Okay.
Claudixie,
Anybody else?
Yes, please.
Anyone? Yeah, go ahead.
My view is that scenario 1 appears to be unsolicited, and scenario 2 is solicited, given that there is an RFP.
Sweet. All right. Anybody else?
Yes, I agree. So I would like to change that. Yes, scenario 1 would be unsolicited, and scenario 2 would be solicited.
Okay, awesome. Anyone else? Or anyone do you want to change or come up with your idea? Anybody? Adama?
Hello, Dixon.
Yeah. Fortune, go ahead.
Was somebody speaking?
Yeah, Adama was speaking, so if you can make her go first.
Okay, that's fine.
You can go first.
That's fine.
Adama. Adama, you can go ahead. The stage is yours.
Okay, I would also like to change mine to
Okay, cool.
what they already stated.
Awesome. Is there a reason for that? Do you want to give a reason?
I just read through and through and through again.
Okay, sweet. Fortune, let's go.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask a question. I'm
Go ahead.
quite confused with the startup. Initially, I wasn't hearing the word properly, but I think seeing it now, I get it. But what exactly does it mean, the startup? Is it the organization that I am presenting a proposal to? Because I feel like in both of these scenarios, at one point, the startup is the person who is, or the organization that is owning the business, and then there's also the one submitting the proposal. So I'm a little confused. If you could please clarify.
Okay, so every startup here I said is on this, like the one sending the proposal. So if I say startup, the one sending the proposal is startup. So the example I've been using, the hospital is on the receiving end. So the hospital is not the startup. The startup is right the one sending the proposal, right? Are you okay?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So it could also turn, right? It could turn around. It could be an employee or a future employee, a prospective employee who wants to work at a startup. So by the interest of working at a startup, the employee or the prospective employee writes a proposal that, oh, hey, guys, I can build a mobile app, and this is what you guys are doing. This is my company. We are building all AI. We can build this for you. Okay, I can build this for you. So I can do this, do that, put everything in a very nice proposal, unsolicited, I didn't call for it, and then send it. You might call it a job application, but yeah, you can also, it's more of a business proposal. So in this case, the startup becomes become like on the receiving end of the proposal, and then the prospective employee sends the proposal, right? So it can switch. It just depends on the solution. Sorry, the situation. Are you okay?
Okay, yeah, please. I think I get that. Thank you very much.
Awesome. You think you get that? If you don't get it, you can. And anyone can also, Elijah, you can come in somewhere. Anybody, anyone with an idea. It's more of a collaborative session, right? I learn from you guys a lot, so you can just budge in anytime. All right. So my take, right, is that the first is unsolicited. And these are the reasons. So the local startup wants to pitch logistics up to a rural clinic network. And that's the example I've been using like from the start. The hospital is running perfectly with or without, even without the startup's app, they are going fine. But then the startup, creates this innovation, and then they want the hospital to use it. The hospital didn't call for it, right? There's no RFP, there's no request for proposal. So the hospital didn't solicit, like, didn't call for the proposal, and then the startup like, you, we want more money, so I want you to use my app. Then they come with a very nice proposal. The hospital obviously receives it and reads it. If they like it, fine. They don't like it, bye-bye. So it's unsolicited. But with the second one, a local startup submits a proposal for a recycling system, right? Tailored to a municipal government RFP, right? The RFP, a request. So the municipal government, issued an RFP, a request for proposal. So the government saw that, oh no, that like the sanitation condition in this country is very bad, very, very, very bad, and we need to fix it. So how do we fix it, right? I'm calling for proposals, ideas on how to fix sanitation in my country. And then I'm going to give you $1 million to fix it, right? If your idea is good. So in this case, it is solicited. I am soliciting for it. I'm calling for it. So bring proposals. And then that's the scenario 2. So the startup submits that proposal aligned with the RFP specification. So like I said, a proposal can be different depending on the situation. So the RFP will have I wish I could show you one. I don't know if that would be cool, but I wish I could show you one, and I'll try and show you one before the meeting ends. It could be different. You have to do it the way they want. So like I said, when I did 2 months ago, they wanted everything separate in separate documents and submitted separately because different teams are going to analyze it. So finance team was going to analyze the finance side, the whatever HR team are going to analyze the people. So you have to submit different sections of the proposal differently at different levels. So they have specifications you have to meet. They requested for it, so you have to meet that specifications, right? You don't say, oh, this is how I write a business proposal, or Dixon taught me on the SP webinar that, oh, we write a proposal like this. You have to start with your executive summary and do and this and that and that and that. So that means I have to do it that way. That's how we write a proposal. No, you follow their specification, right? They want it, they are calling for it, they have the money, right? Do this for me, and they are going to review it. So it was easier for them to review. In this case, my case, the one I did 2 months ago, doing it that way will make it easy for them to review, right? Very quick for them to review. They don't have to separate it, it's already separated. So just review with the different teams, and then they come up with their analysis, and if you got the money, hallelujah, right? So bear in mind, there's not a one-size-fits-all solution. But if you are forced to do that, that's how it looks like. So yeah, next activity. So I hope you guys can see the activity. So the activity is basically the last major thing we'll do, and then we'll take some Q&A and we'll prepare for the next section. That's next week. I'll just give you a small overview of it. So the activity, I'm going to give you a sample proposal and we're going to analyze it. So basically you have an idea of how a proposal should look like, right? I wish I can show you. I'm going to show you one which is solicited, and another one which is like a real proposal. It's not really a made up. It's like an actual proposal. And then if you want proposals, you can also maybe if you have on your free time, go to the UN GM website. So UN, they have a central repository where they kind of group all their RFPs. So if one of them interests you, you can actually apply for it and you can actually get it. Yes, if you do apply, you can actually get. So I'm going to show you that website. I'm going to share my screen and then share it again. Stop sharing and I'll share. Where is it? Guys, are you here with me?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah.
Okay, sweet. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you a proposal. I'll take the link and put it in the chat so you can analyze yourself. Then I'm going to go to the UNGM website. It's a United Nations General Marketplace. That's what they call it. The United Nations General Marketplace, where you see a lot of RFPs, and then if you want, you can pick one and look at the specifications and then meet it. So meet them where they're at. So I'm sharing my screen right now. Share, let me see. You make a browser. 1, 2, 3. Then pick this one. And I write, okay. So share. Okay. Guys, I hope you can see my browser. What am I seeing? Yeah, you can see my browser. Amazon WordPress, right?
Yes, please.
Nice. So let me open a new tab. Don't worry about the plenty tabs, it's fine. So UNGM. Yeah, so that's one. Okay, so this is one which I went for, right? So UNICEF Innovation Fund investment in open source solutions, right? AI and blockchain for data and trust. So UNICEF, this is the United Nations. So if you're familiar with how the United Nations is structured, they have a lot of other organizations beneath them, like UNICEF, UNDP, all the UN stuff, right? And if you see blue logo and that thing is UN. So these are like a central repository, like a central marketplace where they post RFPs, request for proposals. So if you come here, right, let me go to the homepage, right? You come here and then you find global businesses and the UN system, right? So where you start no cost, explore business opportunities. So if you come here and go to explore business opportunities, there are a lot of RFPs, so plenty. So this is advertisement of event management services for 2025 HR Open Week. I don't know what that means, but if it's around what you are doing, you probably meet it and then you express interest. So when you express interest, they'll get back to you with an RFP and all the details are there. So this is from UNDP. Like I said, this is a United Nations repository. So it's a central repository for UN. So this is from UN. I think you see some from UNICEF, UNDP. This is OSU, so UN organization. This is also from UNICEF. So UNICEF. So all the UN organizations bring their RFPs here. And if you're a business and you want money, like basically free money, like grants, and usually it's not free, it could be investments as well. You want to help your community and stuff, and you can come here and then request, apply, express your interest, sorry. And then if you submit your proposal and then you are selected, they give you a lot of money and you carry on with your project. So that's one. And this is what the activity is about. So docs.google.com. Right. So I created this document for us. Okay. I created a document for us. I'm going to put the link. I'm going to share it and I'll put the link in the group. You can view it yourself anytime. Anyone with the link? Now I'm going to copy the link. And I'll put the link in the chat. Okay. Where's the chat? Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome. Thank you.
We can hear you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the confirmation. So I'm putting the link in the chat, right? And then you can open the document. I'm going to open it here for you. And start with the analysis. Okay. So we have that one. So we have a business proposal, right? And the project title is a solar-powered cold storage unit for smallholder farmers in the northern region. And then it's submitted to the Ghana Agricultural and Rural Development Authority. I don't know if that exists. And then it's submitted by a company called AgroSustain Solutions Limited. So by just reading this, do you think it is solicited or it's not solicited? Anybody? Hi guys. Confirmation you can hear me.
Yes, please. You're loud and clear.
Okay, great. So just by reading this, can anyone tell me if this proposal is solicited or unsolicited? So it's a solar powered cold storage unit for smallholder farmers in the northern region. And then it's submitted to the Ghana Agriculture and Rural Development Authority and submitted by Solutions Limited, Sustain Solutions Limited. If anyone, these are ideas. Anyone, can you tell me what I solicited or unsolicited? Or if you want me to go down, I can go down. So this is the executive summary, right? So basically, if you don't go through the whole proposal and you just read this, you're supposed to get a high level overview of what the proposal is about. So let me read. I'm going to go to the next level, and then we see if you can tell if it's a solicited or unsolicited proposal. So the first one, Sustain Solutions Limited proposes the development of 20 solar-powered cold storage units in rural farming. Let me make it bigger so you can see clearly. In rural farming communities in northern Ghana. This initiative aims to reduce post-harvest losses of perishable produce, such as tomatoes, peppers, and mangoes, by up to 40% within the first year. Through a lease-to-own model and cooperative-based access system, we will empower 200 plus smallholder farmers to increase their income, access reliable preservation methods, and participate more effectively in local markets. Right. So basically, we've not read the whole proposal, but I think we have a high-level overview of what the proposal is, what the problem is, what the solution is, and what we're going to do about it, or what Argo Sustain Solutions Limited is going to do about it, right? So, yeah. So this one meets the structure I showed you, but in real life proposals, real life RFPs, I'll show you one. I'll definitely show you another. I'll show you. In real life RFPs, it may not look like this. It may look different, maybe with different names, but it will probably, revolve around the same thing. So let me see if I can show you that one. I'm going to show you a real life RFP. So this is a real life RFP. So this one is a real life RFP. So it's a call, it's a call for innovation in AI and blockchain, right? And the description is down here, right? UNICEF has known to issue request, but do you see? So UNICEF has now issued a request for proposal in order to select a supplier for the provision of the UNICEF Innovation Fund investment in open source solutions, AI and blockchain for data and trust. Guys, you can hear me, right? Let me see. Yeah, they can see me.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I am reading a real RFP for you. So this is a real RFP from UNICEF, and these are all the documents around it. So remember, I mentioned, I told you that the whole different sections in the RFP, they were separated, right? So I'm going to start with it. So this is a description. This is the documents. These are the documents, right, around this request for proposal. And if you see templates, they are their specifications, how you are supposed to submit your proposal. They have their own specifications. They are telling you Annex B, terms of reference, right? You read it, I'll open it for comment. Annex C is what template 1, summary. So this is like the executive summary, right? And then you are supposed to use this template to do that executive summary. The second one is the product requirements. So basically, it's like your solution, right? And then product design, probably part of your solution. And then team structure, who is behind it. And CVs, still around the team structure, the HR component of things. And then the business model, the money issues, the money side, kind of like a budget and stuff. And then budget proposal all around this. And then pre-bid conference, okay, this is a call, and then vendor registration process, UNGM webinar, how to guide RFP for companies. This is like a whole overview of how to do the RFP. Sorry, not how to do the RFP, how to meet the RFP, like how to meet the specifications. And then so it's registration, presentation, innovation, clarifications. So clarifications that they are also human beings, right? So one thing I realized in this big organizations is that they are human beings. They will release something and then there are a lot of errors in it, like a lot, because there's a lot of documents, plenty documents. So they mix some documents up, they make some things up. So you are supposed to kind of figure them out. And sometimes when you figure them out, it doesn't make sense. and then you communicate with them, yo, this is not making sense. And then honestly, they realize that it's not making sense. Issue a clarification, like a change in, like, the structure or the system of how to submit or anything. So this is a real life RFP. So what you have to do in this case, you have to download all the documents and read every single thing. You should, because you may probably miss out. So you have to download everything and read everything, and contact in case you need help. Stability countries. So this is RFP, the countries that are, that can request for it. So if your country is not found here, if you're in the UK, you can't do it. If you're in the US, you can't do it. You have to be in one of these countries. Let me see if Ghana is here. Where's Ghana? Ghana. Wow, that's a lot of it. So yeah, so Ghana is right here. So if you're not in among these countries, you can't. So like I said, every RFP and their own specifications, you have to meet the specifications. So what I taught you is a high level overview, a one size fits all, which there's none. But if you are forced to do it, that's how it look like. And then UNSP codes. So they have their own kind of numbering systems for their RFPs. So that's it. So let me actually open this. Download. Okay, now if I don't have to share my screen again, oh come on, this is work. And see if I can open it here. Please open. No, it's not opening. Sure. Sorry for that. It's opening another view. But yeah, don't worry. It's a template for your project summary. It's a template for your executive summary. So in this case, it's not in one document. It's in different separated documents. All right. And let's go back to my activity. So this is part of the activity, right? This is you seeing a real life request for proposal. So in this case, when you submit a proposal, it will be solicited. It will be a solicited proposal because they called for it. And like I said, you can take advantage of the opportunity and come to this website. It's ungm.org. Let me go and put it there. And if you are working on anything at Great Health, those let's say humanitarian stuff, you can come here and you definitely see one proposal that aligns with what you are doing, and then you can apply for it. And if they answer your call, you go get the money and then keep on the project. Usually it's grants, so free money, right? They are NGOs. They're really not for profits, but sometimes an investment too, because they need more money to keep running the NGO. So whatever it is, it will help you. Right. So let's go back in. So yeah, my question again, just by reading the first few, sentences and sections, can anyone tell me if this is solicited or unsolicited? Can anyone tell me? It's hard, I know, but can anyone tell me? Did someone type? Let's see. One message. Solicited. Okay, Elijah said solicited. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody? Adam, I don't want to speak. I'll say Adam. Efia. I missed your voices. Okay, I'll just go ahead. So honestly, I don't know. Yeah. So looking at how it is written to a government agency, right? It's like 80% solicited. So I created this myself, and then I went through myself, and I couldn't tell. There's nothing saying it's solicited, there's nothing saying it's unsolicited, right? If there was an RFP, I don't know, you would probably see if, like how I showed you UNICEF RFP, you probably see an RFP for this. So if you see something like this written to a government organization, the best likelihood, the best chance is that it's solicited, right? Because it's written to a government institution, and usually they call for it. They are the ones, the agents that usually call for projects like this. So if you see something like this, it's usually solicited. But if you don't see anything like this, it is not solicited. like a startup pitching to an investor, those kind of things, it's really not solicited. They don't care about you. They don't know you anyway. Right? Even sometimes some investors like Y Combinator, they call for investment. They were like, yo, if you are working in, let's say, this area, using AI for, let's say, finance, using AI for legal stuff, we want to hear from you. So that one, they've released an RFP, and then they want to hear from you. So when you apply or when you submit your proposal, it is a solicited proposal, right? You are responding to your call. Right. So basically that's it. You guys have the link, so I can add this document to Google Drive and almost everything, the slides and everything throughout the whole session, and you guys can have access to it. So you can see your budget stuff and then your project implementations and the timelines, and then monitoring evaluation. Remember, I didn't speak about monitoring evaluation when I was going through the structure. You didn't see monitoring evaluation, right? You didn't. But now you can see a monitoring evaluation in this proposal. Like I said, there's not a one size fits all. But then if you are forced to do that, this is it. So sometimes you may see new sections that you've probably never heard of, right? But it's still an RFP because it's so I said it's still a proposal because it's needed in that environment or because of the project or what the project's about. It is needed. And it's a conclusion, right? Kind of remembering and reiterating the value you are providing to the receiving end. So yeah, we're done. Any questions? Any questions? I'm changing the screen sharing. Any questions? Wait, someone texted again. Solicited, unsolicited. Okay. So you guys are all right, honestly, because you can't tell. But if I'm supposed to choose, I'll choose solicited because it is written to a government institution and they are the organizations that really or usually call for release RFPs. Okay. All right. So I'm sharing my screen again for this one. Yeah. PowerPoint slideshow. Yeah, share. So guys, any questions before I move on? What do you think about activity though? I have a question. What do you think? You've seen I've introduced what a proposal is, run through the types, run through all the kind of different elements, and I've shown you like I just showed you a real proposal and then a fake one or a made up one and then a real one. And that's the RFP I showed you. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Any ideas? Would you want to go to UNGM and apply one time? Anybody? Anybody? Okay, so let's go on. So next, but you guys can hear me, right? Just to confirm. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, you guys are quiet and I feel like I'm talking to myself. Okay, so let's go on. Next one. Where's the next one? So after the activity, we move to we're done for this week, right? So there'll be there'll be 3 more sessions in this series. So I'm done with this first part. The next part will be research and planning. So how do you, first of all, like I said, I understand the client needs and pinpoints. I'm supposed to, we'll do it thoroughly next week, but then I touched on it this week, so you have an idea. So we'll go deep down to why, fine, you know why we write a proposal, but then in this case, we'll focus on the who we are writing proposal to why that individual and how to select those individuals, like, or in this case, individual organizations, zero organizations, right? So we'll go deep into that. And then conducting market research. How do you, conduct the market research? How do you do competitive analysis? Why we should do that? Why it's important? And what do you get from it? And then we'll do another activity. And in this case, we'll outline a proposal for a hypothetical project. So I wrote everybody's name down. I hope to see you next week again. And then we won't run through kind of create a proposal for the projects we came up with. So you can do it beforehand, but that'd be great. So we can have a very nice discussion next week. So all the projects we came up with, we can have a nice proposal for it. You can make it solicited, you can make it unsolicited, depending on how it feels like, right? So if it's more kind of sanitation based, you're really writing to like a government agency or the community head or something. So it's probably solicited. You can also make it unsolicited, however you want. And then we'll try have a discussion on that. So basically I'm done. So merci beaucoup. Some people say arigato. Right? So questions. Questions. If you don't have questions, I will have questions. Thank you so much for tuning. Thank you for the clap. So yeah, thank you for the laughing too. Questions. And guys, yeah, my email is dixon@allai.com. I'll leave it in the chat. So if you want to see something, I can. Elijah, you can also put your email inside, okay? If anyone wants to reach out. Email inside. So guys, in that, yeah, questions. I'm going to wait for like next 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds for questions. So if you're thinking about this, you can think. You can also put your questions in the chat. If not, you can just say it. Everyone will listen. And when a question comes, if you have an answer, don't put your mind at you. I'm kind of the only one to answer. You can answer if you think we've learned a lot from this session, right? So if with what you learned, if you can answer the question, you can just answer it. Give your ideas. So it's not just questions. If you have ideas, is there's some confusion or something you think I didn't touch on, you can go ahead and ask it. So I'm waiting for 10, 15 seconds.
Hello.
Yep. Let's go. Yeah, I'll say let's go. Fortunately, you have an answer. Okay, I'll say go first. I'll say I'm struggling to hear you. So if you can put it in the chat, that'd be great.
Yes, it's Fortune speaking.
Oh, Fortune, yeah.
Unsolicited proposal. Yeah, I think my hands were up, but say again.
Come again, like say what
Okay,
you said.
sure, I'll do that.
Speaking. There's some
Hello,
latency.
please, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. So let's go. Fortune, let's go.
Yeah, so I was wondering if I'm making an unsolicited proposal. Let's say that I have my business and within each of my business, I probably have to partner with the other organizations. So, what is the right way to seek out for these opportunities? Am I, like supposed to be checking out potential clients, or what would you suggest would be a right way to seek out potential partners that I can make proposals to suggest my business to them?
Okay, great. So there was some strange noise in the when you were speaking, but I think I got you right. So if I got you right, how would you know like what's the best way to write a proposal to someone? How would you know who to write it to? How do you find them? Something like that, right? It was really breaking, so that's what I got. Did I get it right?
Yes, please. That's right on point.
Okay, that's a very, very good question. So let me go back to my slide. That's what we touch on next week. So if you can see, next week is research and planning, right? So we're going to understand clients' needs and pain points. We're going to conduct market research. How do you conduct market research and competitive analysis? So in this case, how do you find opportunities, right? So conducting market research like it's research, right? You looking for things, right? How do you find opportunities? So next week we're going to answer all of them. So we're going to know how. And I kind of touched on it by showing you the UNGM platform, right? I gave you a central repository where all UN organizations post their RFPs. So if you need opportunities, that's a very good point to start your research from, right? So you're a startup or NGO, let me start with an NGO. If you're an NGO and then you need funds or something for what you are doing, you go to, let's say, UNGM, look for opportunities that align with what you are doing, and you apply. And I think you get it. So yeah, you get it. It's not that hard. You should make sure you stay true to your words and like be genuine with what you are doing and meet them where they are at. Like they have some standards, so meet them where they are at. I think things will be good for you. So we will do all the research and stuff tomorrow. So you need to go look for it. Yeah, you are doing this, you have to find them. If it's in your community, you need to find those in your community who are responsible for sanitation and then find them and write to them. And the best way to write an unsolicited email, if it's solicited, you already have some specifications. Like almost always, to have some specifications if it's solicited. So that one, you just follow it. So it's solicited, you follow the way they want it. You want it like this. This is how you want your proposal to be like. So follow that way and then present your proposal in that manner. But if it's unsolicited, since they didn't call for it, that means you have to come up with your own structure. And like I said, a very good proposal answers the questions before they ask. So put everything inside. Not everything, but put the major things inside. So the finances, the budgets, the timelines, all these things, why they need it, why they don't care about you, they are doing fine without you, right? So why should they care about you? So you put all of those things inside, come up with your own structure. You can use the structure I showed you. You can use the structure and almost always, your proposal will be different. Like two proposals are kind of almost always different because of maybe the type of idea or the industry or whatever the thing is, the proposal is operating in. So it's different. So depending on the conditions you find yourself in, you put all the relevant necessary stuff elements in your proposal. Since it's not solicited, you go with your own structure, and then I think you'll be fine. Answer the question before they ask. I think you'll be fine. Are you okay?
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Any other question? It's been a while since I heard the female voices. Etonam, looks like you're new, or you've been here all along. Hi. Etonam.
He just joined the meeting.
Oh, you're welcome. So we are talking about business proposals. Yeah. We've run through a lot. What it is, what's the business proposal? I said it's more like proposing a guide, and the types solicited, unsolicited, and the elements in the business proposal. We have executive summary, we have problem statements, we have the solution, we have the timeline and the budget, and then like a conclusion and a call to action. And then I showed everyone a real proposal, a real RFP. It's a solicited one from UNICEF. And then I posted the website in the chat. UNGM is a United Nations marketplace, a general marketplace. So you just go there, look for RFPs that align with your business or NGO, and then you can apply and then get some funds to do what you are doing. And we did an activity. I showed everyone a fake proposal. I made everyone come up with if they solicited or it's not solicited. And some say solicited, some say unsolicited. And honestly, they're all right because you can't tell. But looking at like it was looking at how it was written and who it was written to, you can make conclusion up to, let's say, 80% certainty that it is solicited. And we're here. So yes, next week I'm going to look at research plan and understanding what the client needs. So who is at the receiving end of your proposal, how to even identify those receiving ends, and when you identify them, how to know what they need, how to find what they need and meet them where they're at. It's more about you, not us. So it's more about the receiving end because they don't care about you, especially if it's unsolicited, they don't care about you. So yeah, and then conducting market research, and we'll do another activity. So where we actually outline a proposal for a hypothetical project. And it could be a real project, right? Everyone came up with an idea. And the question was like, if you have a problem in your community you want to fix, what problem will it be? So you can answer that question yourself, come up with a proposal, and next we can talk about it. So basically that's it. So I just gave an executive summary of what we did. And
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. So guys, any more questions? If not, I'm done. So you just prep for next week. If you need the slides, I can give it to Samuel and Osei, and they will get it to you. I didn't have my email in this one, but my email is in the chat. Guys, questions? If yeah, looks like everyone is okay. They are not having questions.
Okay, so if there are no more questions, I'll take over. Thank you very much, Mr. Dixon, for your presentation. Without
welcome.
wasting much time, we'll call our second speaker, Mr. Elijah, to give us his presentation. Mr. Elijah.
Oh,
Hello, Fia.
You.
Oh, I'm not presenting today.
yeah,
I'm representing in week 3 and week 4. I'm just
yeah,
an attendee today.
yeah. So if you are a little, I think maybe a brief overview of how we structured everything was like I take the first 2 weeks, right? It's actually 4 weeks, so 4 sessions. So I take the first 2 sessions and then Elijah takes the last 2 sessions. So next week I'll take the rest of the planning and Elijah will take the rest.
Oh,
I
okay.
took, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's
Okay,
it.
so if that's it, I thank everyone for making it to today's section. And I hope to see everyone in the next section. Then I think we'll end it here so that we'll go about our stuffs. See you at the
Awesome.
next section. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.